Welcome to Norfolk Wine and Spirits and Norfolk Whiskey Group. We have Allison Domeneghetti of, you got that right again?
Perfect,
Three
yes.
times, right? Of Bhakta Spirits, some of the oldest spirits in the world. And we tasted some amazing products, and yes, they're very interesting, but Allison would love to hear a little bit more
Yeah,
about them.
absolutely. We've had an interesting tasting this evening, and I think converted some more whiskey lovers into the grape-based spirit that is Armagnac. I've known Raj for over 10 years, and we worked closely together on his first project, WhistlePig, a very popular brand that he sold in 2019. Leading up to that sale was traveling the world and really discovered a true treasure in the region of Armagnac. He was able to purchase a chateau and all of the holdings that they had in their cellar, and purchase additional very old vintage Armagnacs from the 19th century and early 20th century. So today, as we've discussed, Bhakta Spirits is the proud owner of the largest collection of the oldest spirits on the planet in any category. And every time I say that, I take a pause because it's hard to believe and hard to imagine. But as we've discovered this evening, the first release of the Bhakta 50 is an incredible blend of 8 different vintages of Armagnac, the oldest being 1868, the youngest being 1970. So although it has a 50-year official age statement, really doesn't do it justice because the vintages go back over 150 years of
Incredible.
what is inside this bottle and what we're tasting now. So with only 38 inaugural barrels that lay claim to these vintages, it's really a remarkable piece of history that that Bhakta Spirits is providing access to, and I think the compelling component for the whiskey lovers tonight is that each one of these blends is finished for just 2 weeks in an Islay whiskey cask. And so there's this incredible marriage and combination of the salinity and the smokiness of the Islay cask together with the fruit component of the Armagnac and a little bit of the caramel, a little bit of the sweetness. And it's really a match made in heaven. But Raj, being a whiskey lover, was able to create that bridge for people that have been whiskey collectors and whiskey aficionados to cross over into a different genre of spirit that has really been underappreciated for its entire life. It is Armagnac, the original craft spirit. We also got into the 2707, which is a limited release that's a Calvados base, so another craft spirit from a very small, almost undiscovered region in France. And the Calvados is partially finished in an Islay whiskey cask, age of 20 to 40 years, so a pretty deep age statement on the Calvados, blended with 10% Armagnac of vintages going back 27 years old. So this is, as in the spirit of Bhakta, no pun intended, everything really is a collectible, limited release. Only 1,000 cases of the flagship 2707 have been produced. That will be it. There is the opportunity for customization on the 2707, as we tasted through some that have a lighter peat or a heavier peat on the Calvados, and the opportunity to mix and match some of the vintage variety of the Armagnac. So it's really kind of an exploration in very old spirits and how they evolve and appreciate, and having the entire access to the entire collection, as we talked about with the stockholder program, which is really unique to the business. I don't know of any other spirit brand that's doing something
Never heard
like
of
that.
it. I mean, there are clubs, there are different organizations that you can join a wine club, you get 2 bottles, so on and so forth. But something like that, I don't think it has been done because you don't, up to now, there have been 20 releases,
Yes.
20 different barrels,
Yes.
and each barrel is only 550 bottles,
Yes.
and out of which you're reserving about 200
200
for
are
the
reserved
stockholder.
for the stockholder
Yeah,
program.
The rest are dispersed all across the U.S. and typically a
Yes.
state gets anywhere from 30 to 40 bottles. Sometimes the entire state gets the entire barrel.
Yeah.
So to get the entire expression, the only way to really do it practically is to buy the entire stockholder
Correct.
program.
Yeah, and
And that has some benefits.
it definitely has
Yeah.
some benefits. Hospitality benefits, so there's obviously the property in France, the chateau in France, but there's an incredible property in Vermont, which is very close by to here in the Boston area. So there is a distillery, a farm distillery in Vermont, in Shoreham, which is a beautiful place. There's a wood-fired lambic still.
We saw that earlier.
Really one of a kind in the U.S. That has been recently brought over. So there's a lot of R&D happening at that farm distillery. Some of the blending and the bottling for the Bhakta 50 and the 2707 is also happening at that farm. So a lot of activity. And then the Bhakta headquarters, which is at Green Mountain College, that Raj purchased just a little over a year ago, that's now undergoing an incredible transformation that will begin essentially now and take place over the next couple of years. So stockholders have access to a hospitality program and some member benefits like access to single vintages of the Armagnacs going back to 1868.
That's incredible, Allison. This was a fantastic tasting. Thank you for doing that. I know you had a very long day too, but cheers.
Cheers.
Till next time.
Until next time.